What is up, my aesthetic boys? It's Fresh, back with that sweet, sweet quarantine content you've been asking for. Now, what on God's green earth am I gonna lose my shit over today? Let's find out. Wait, why'd the music stop? Isn't the first story supposed to begin on the bass drop like it does in all the other videos?
Not this one, young lad.
Okay, who's that?
'Tis I, the harbinger of discord.
Jesus Christ, is this one of those ads?
It is indeed. I'm here to announce the brand new Discord server.
Hasn't the server been around since December of 2018, like over a year ago?
Well, let's not get caught up in the minutia, my dear lad. The point is that there is a Discord server that you, yes you, should join. If you join in the next 10 minutes, I'll throw in a set of free knives.
Just pay separate processing and handle it. How can you even promise that? Is that legal? Why on earth would you be selling knives? You make Reddit videos.
Join the Discord now!
How do we shut this guy up? Breaking news. Video game players are urged to play at reasonable times to avoid putting an extra strain on internet networks during the coronavirus outbreak. Online gaming is, quote, the biggest threat to internet bandwidth these next few weeks. But no. Video games use around 50 to 75 megabytes per hour. Streaming on Netflix uses around 3 gigabytes per hour for HD video. To put that into perspective, Netflix uses more than 30 times the data that video gaming uses. Okay, more importantly than the absolute factual inaccuracy, what the f is breaking news these days? This is some, like, CNN Chiron shit going around. We got breaking news on every goddamn thing. That's not what that means. Several streaming providers, including Netflix, have already lowered their bandwidth capacities in countries like Italy that are the hardest hit at the moment by the coronavirus outbreak, expressly for this purpose. This is not news. You are not breaking it. I hate to tell you. Heads up, LA. Cops are starting to pull people over as spot checks to see where you're going or coming from. If it's considered non-essential, they will give you a $400 ticket. Just happened to a friend of my coworkers coming back from her boyfriend's place. Hello, LAPD here. Can you please have your coworker or their friend send us a direct message with more details about this alleged incident? We have no evidence of any LAPD officers being involved in these types of, quote, spot checks. Thanks. Two things. First off, she did not at anyone, yet the official LAPD account responded. Take note, Reddit. Second, you got pulled over by a random dude in a Ford Taurus asking for money. Your dumbass cannot blame this one on the LAPD, verified Twitter friend or not. The Weeknd said, I don't accept apologies. You did what made you happy at the expense of my emotions, and I understand it, but I won't respect it. And that is the mood for all of 2020. Except I never said that. First of all, Reddit poster, I enjoyed the redaction of The Weeknd's Twitter account, which, by the way, does happen to have 11.5 million followers, so it's not like people aren't gonna find it. Anyway, another post where nobody was added or called attention to on Twitter, and yet The Weeknd still found out. We should all be scared, honestly. Hate to break this to all the morons who call themselves journalists. COVID literally stands for Chinese originated viral infectious disease, and the number 19 is due to this being the 19th virus to come. I'm sorry, but this is just incorrect. The following is copied and pasted straight from the CDC website. On February 11th, 2020, the World Health Organization announced an official name for the disease that is causing the 2019 novel coronavirus outbreak, first identified in Wuhan, China. The new name of this disease is Coronavirus Disease 2019, abbreviated as COVID-19. In COVID-19, CO stands for Corona, VI for virus, and D for disease. Formerly, this disease was referred to as 2019 novel coronavirus or 2019 nCoV. The CDC sure makes it clear that COVID comes from coronavirus disease, but there's no use arguing. Any dumbass who believes it stands for China-originated viral infectious disease is the same dumbass who believes that NEWS is an acronym for North, East, West, South. It's called a backronym. I talked about this in a video last year, and it's a dumb tactic sometimes used to falsify the etymology of a particular word or phrase. For example, my YouTube channel name isn't actually an adjective, it's an acronym. It stands for F***ing Rad Entertainer Serenading Listeners. The H is silent. I'm just gonna say it. COVID is very serious, but we have had outbreaks, SARS, etc., with similar symptoms and death rates, and world leaders have never resorted to shutting down the world and the economy. I think there is something about this virus that we are not being told. Well, SARS only killed around 750 people globally. There were over 750 deaths in Italy alone yesterday. SARS had a worse mortality rate than COVID, but only like 8,000 people caught it, whilst 300,000 people already have COVID. I think the response has been pretty understandable, to be honest. Well, to update you guys very briefly, as of around March 30th, March 31st, that number has increased to 700,000. About 600 people in the US alone died yesterday, and those numbers, along with many other countries, are only going up. Back to the original post of Daddy Scotland. Incorrect. The symptoms and death rates of COVID-19 have not actually been that close to SARS, even though it is a SARS virus that's causing this disease. SARS has a substantially higher death rate or mortality rate than COVID-19 does, at around 11% compared to a much lower variable mortality rate from the COVID-19 that we're currently dealing with. And also, even if the incubation periods turn out to be fairly similar, a lot more information is currently coming out about asymptomatic carriers. Now, asymptomatic carriers seem to be very prevalent for COVID-19, which is part of the reason why it's spreading like crazy at the moment. And I guess there were fewer asymptomatic carriers, or you're much less likely to have an asymptomatic carrier with SARS. You guys should feel free to fact check me on this. I'll be sure to include links to the WHO and CDC in the description describing the things that I'm talking about. Please get your information from reputable sources, not just tabloids and stupid ass Reddit posts and shit like that. I'm 100% going to be demonetized for talking about coronavirus at all in this video, but with so much dumb shit being said, I declare some of the facts. From the Daily Mail, this is going to be great. From the Daily Mail. You can't get coronavirus in a car. Jeremy Clarkson urges people to keep driving during COVID-19 crisis amid government advice to stay at home. Hey, this is not what I said. What did you say? Just for clarification? I said that council should lift parking bans so people who have to work can drive rather than use a bus. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Wow. Crisis baiting headlines from the Daily Mail. Color me surprised. This is what happens when you kill a streamer in PUBG. Now I'm in the second stage of needs work and cannot play with my friends. Okay, so there are a bunch of graphs, bar, line, statistics saying that he's not good to play with others because he's cheating and getting reported and shit. But he's claiming that this is just because he killed a streamer. Well, honestly, I'm not buying this based on your posting history. You've actively been streamer sniping, have been positing methods on how to get around being banned from lobbies of streamers you are sniping, change your age as you feel the need, and basically are just disingenuous online. You also flip the situation when asking questions as if you are the live streamer with a large community as a way to get answers from people not expecting you to actually be the issue being discussed. In short, you're a POS. No, not a piece of shit. POS is actually an acronym for Praise on Streamers. Hey, this is Officer Blake, and you should not be saying that, because it's not okay, because that is not your race, bro. I arrested Alex for intoxication under the influence. Bruh moment. Bruh moment? What is that? An officer doesn't have legal action to be using your phone. I know a few laws, dipshit. Yeah, what the fuck is this post? Dipshit. What the fuck is this post? All of this. The response, no bullshit is being quitted. What is the bullshit in the first place? Intoxication under the influence? I know a few. Okay, he knows a few laws. I can't argue with that. He knows a few laws. Returned from Toronto to Ahmedabad today, 3 a.m. No thermal check, no other checks, just filled a self-declaration form and they let me go, saying I am to self-isolate myself for 2 weeks. If this is how they do it, India is going to be in real bad trouble. At AMD Airport, at PMO India. Mr. Abhinmayu, I'm terribly sorry if I'm butchering that pronunciation. Airport officials are putting their lives on risk to support the society. Your statement is inappropriate and hurting. You deplaned on this flight today at 02:44 hours and infrared thermal scanned at 02:48 hours. Please do not spread panic in society and be a responsible citizen. Here's that document and pictures. Here is CCTV footage for your infrared thermal scan at the airport. I don't know what the laws are like in India. This would definitely be a violation of some shit in the US, so shout out to the airport for calling him out. I hope that's an official account and I'm not being a fool by calling him out for this. Who knows? We'll see what happens. I mean, you guys do know the saying, if you're gonna lie about somebody, don't at them. Chlorophyll boosts a person's ability to fight off the virus. I just heard this at Walgreens. They were saying that if you are having symptoms and told to stay home, take chlorophyll. It boosts the red blood cells to carry more O2 to your system, and it helps the white blood cells attack any pathogens in your system. I just wanted to share this bit of info that I haven't heard before. Stay well, everybody. Oh, please, please, please avoid passing on medical advice if you are not a medical professional. If it starts with, I just heard, and it doesn't include a link to an official source or legitimate publication, then please consider not sharing it. Everybody wants to help, but this can cause more problems and anxiety. But no, this is legitimate, guys. She heard it at a Walgreens. Now, to be fair, it was someone buying chips and a soda, but again, it was in a Walgreens. My wife and baby got infected by coronavirus. Please pray for them. They are the only family I have. Yeah, this is bullshit. A scam. I just reverse image searched this photo. The baby is of baby Tinsley who's taken off life support. Oh shit, that's bullshit that people are doing this. Bullshit indeed, regardless of sad origins of this picture. What do you get out of this? What does someone get by trying? I mean, they're not even trying to scam anyone. They're not asking for money, which is obviously fucked up in its own way. This is just fake internet points. They're taking advantage of a pandemic and random pictures they pulled off the internet to get prayers. That's not a currency. What joy do you derive from this? How sad do you have to be to try this in the first place? Recovered Judge Rinder says appalling coronavirus symptoms left him in coma. Hashtag this morning. Coma? No, I didn't. I mean, I did watch a lot of Kardashians, so it's possible I slipped into one. Damn, okay, Judge. Judge with the roast. I mean, it's not a murder by words video, but I'll take what I can get. 1 star. New management is rude. Food is overpriced and overcooked. Not worth the hassle. Ooh, a response from the owner. This is gonna be good. Henry, you had arrived to our shop after we stopped serving, and therefore you were unable to place an order. We apologize for this, and unfortunately, you took that as being rude. To comment about our food being overpriced and overcooked is unfair, considering you didn't even eat from or buy anything from our establishment. I personally think that is rude and was very disappointed to read this comment. I was going to contact you personally to discuss the falsification, but hey, sometimes people like you are not worth the hassle. In excerpt from a medical something or something, April 1991, page 1916. All we need to do to beat coronavirus, we need to take more of an alkaline foods that are above the pH level of the virus, some of which are lemon 9.9 pH, lime 8.2, avocado 15.6, garlic 13.2, mango 8.7, tangerine 8.5, pineapple 12.7, dandelion 22.7, and orange 9.2. Your good health is priority. Please pass on to everyone you know so they may feel empowered at this time. Okay, good list, but I think they left off a forsythia like 24.8 or something like that. I'm not a genius, but isn't lemon acidic, therefore having a lower pH? Because this is false if lemons are at a pH level of 2 to 3. This message you forward is most likely fake news to spread lies at a time where people need to know what to do right to avoid getting sick. Again, listen to trusted sources like large medical organizations, professionals. Don't take advice from stupid ass shit like this. Though, as one Reddit commenter does astutely point out, the way to beat the coronavirus is by listening to the CDC and constantly nibbling on bits of garlic. The garlic definitely won't affect the virus, but it sure as hell is going to affect social distancing.